you serious right now, bro?
Well, we're gonna try to be as serious as possible. But you know, sometimes while we're scratching lies and finding thieves, things get a little crazy. And this one right here, oh yeah, this one's gonna get a little crazy. So what's going on, everybody out there, all my scratch-a-lie PIs? Y'all ready to put on your PI hat and grab your PI magnifying glasses? Oh, by the way, I still only find mine, right? But anyway, y'all ready to scratch a lie? Find a thief? Well,
let's just jump into it.
All right, so what's going on with what's going on all over the world right now? How about that? Mainly here in the good old US of A, because everybody seems to be pretty upset with this man right now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody likes this face right now. I mean, some people do, okay, because he still got his crew. They riding with him. They seem to be riding with him to the end, no matter what he do. And then you got some people that's from over there, talk about the MAGA crew, and they're pissed off with him too. They're like, hey, wait a minute. I have to pay $10 for eggs too? This isn't right. So yeah, what's going on? People are really mad at him right now, and they're blaming him for pretty much everything. But see, that's the thing, and I'm going to take a moment right now. Because, before I go any further, let me give my copyright disclaimer. Under the Copyright Act, Fair Use Act of 1976, fair use is granted for news, commentary, criticism, etc. And that's basically what this video is for, news, commentary, and criticism with a little bit of humor in between, right? And oh yeah, anything we say here is allegedly, according to the information we are given. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, let's go. Okay, so you know, like I said, everybody seems to be mad at this man right now. They're blaming him for everything, but one of the things that we need to remember is a president don't hold all that power, right? But then some people are saying he's acting and moving like a dictator. A dictator?
Huh?
Yeah, that's what some people are saying, that he's moving and he's acting like a dictator because he's even overriding what judges are saying. We've all seen, you know, headlines where he's pretty much been like, you know, he's not going to do it. And he don't care what nobody say, right? In the beginning, what was it that he was going through, if I can remember? I believe it was dealing with the tariffs. And he was pretty much saying that, when he was formulating Doge and he was going in when he first got in, remember? And he was formulating Doge and he was, you know, hitting up all the books and he was examining what's been going on with all the money and, you know, digging into all they stuff, all they files. And, you know, the judge was kind of giving him a hard way to go. We will all remember that because he was on camera saying that, you know, like,
2 weeks ago, Donald Trump announced the selection of the world's richest billionaire, Elon Musk, and near billionaire Vivek Ramaswamy to create the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, in his new government next year. Now, before I go any further, I need to point out to you that even Donald Trump can't just invent a department of the federal government. The Constitution clearly states that only Congress has the power to establish departments and agencies. But, you know, Constitution, schmonstitution. He can do what he wants, right?
Okay, y'all see that right there? So what is this? This is type of government. And who has the powers and examples. Right now, I snatched this off Pinterest, right? So we got some writing over here. I want to turn this around so we can see what's over here first. So let's turn this around, all right? All right, so anyway, let's scroll, right? Let's scroll, and then let's pull it down so we can see. Now, right here, what does it say? It says the people have power over their government. Yeah, I think everybody must have forgot that. I think everybody must have forgot that, because isn't that in the what is it? Isn't that in the preamble of the in the Declaration of Independence, that if at any time the people become unrest and unhappy with these people that we put in power, well, not we as melanated people should know that during the time of 1776 we was all on plantations, right? We was on plantation being held as POWs, right? Some like to say slaves, right? But that would be Slavic, right? And since we are not Slavics, then we were not slaves. So what were we? Actually, POWs, prisoners of war.
Get the fuck out of here.
Now I can. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. So yeah, we we need to do this crash history course right here, right? Because we forgot that we have power too. We have power too. And what exactly is the power of these folks we keep putting in charge or appointing, right? If you don't understand the totality of the power that they can hold and will hold over your life and your family's life, then maybe you might want to stop. Just stop voting altogether. I mean, that's the way I see it. Just stop. That's the way we see it over here, because everybody's life is at risk once you put these people in position. And everybody's life is at risk, okay? So we have to start thinking on that note. But you know what? It's too late now, right? But at least we can practice that for the future.
Message.
Yeah. The people have power over their government. Includes rule of law. Rule of law. You can challenge that, right? I'm not saying it will be easy, right? But you can. That is our right as the people, right? But again, like I said, people must have forgotten, right? So over here, government has power over the people, including the ability. Now this says limited government. Oh yeah, we forgot that. Limited government. Limited. We have power over the government, over our government, okay, which includes rule of law, right? But it's limited.
No way.
Governments have power over the people, including the ability to torture, murder, and otherwise. Oh, wait a minute. See, now, like I said, any information under the copyright, like I said, any information is alleged, right? According to the information we are given, right? And so this here, as I stated, I snatched this off Pinterest, right? So these are not our words. I'm just sharing this right now. But then, I mean, would that be a lie? Would it? I mean, I'm just saying, would it be a lie? I'll let you decide, right? We'll let you decide that, right? So, yeah, this is unlimited. Obviously, that is unlimited, right? Because I think all of that has been going on since the inception of this government, right? I mean, just look in your history books. Look in your world history books. So, we're not making this up, right? But anyway, let's turn this around because I want to show something real quick. Let's turn this all the way around. Okay, let's see. Type of government. All right, who has the power and the examples of it? So, dictatorship. Some say, like I said, some people are saying, the D-man, he moving and acting, like a dictator. What's up? Well, dictator. Let's see. Is he one ruler who has absolute power and thus does not submit to the rule of law? He is the law. So when he's basically acting like when a judge says no, and he's like, yeah, I don't care what that judge said. We doing this. This is going down. He's the law when he does that, right? And you now put yourself in the position of the law, right? So, but this really does happen over in Cuba, Pakistan, Syria, under, okay, well, we can't read that because that's cut off. Okay, but look, what's an oligarchy? An oligarchy. An unelected group of people run the nation, usually without submitting to the rule of law. That's definitely not going on over here, right? Definitely not going on over here, right? China, usually referred to as communist, which is the name of the group which runs the nation. Again, we just reading off of this and snatched this off Pinterest, okay, and we just sharing. That's it. But these definitions are pretty much right and exact, okay? And if you look in any book, you'll see it, same thing, right? So, theocracy. The people believe the ruler is a god or that religious leaders should run the government. Well, we definitely ain't doing all that here, right? But this one right here kind of sort of sounds like, don't that sound like a little bit like him? Don't it? I mean, we just saying. I'm just asking. We just asking, right? But now let's look at this one right here. So now when we look at this one, right? Let's zoom this up again. Let's zoom this up. Now when we look at this one, the three branches of U.S. government, Constitution provided a separation of power. So you see, yeah, the Constitution broke all this up, right? Legislative, executive. I mean, there was a lot of breaking up going down back in them days. A whole lot. It was breaking up of land. It was breaking up of maps. There was breaking up of a whole lot of things going on. Even Africa means to divide, right? A lot of people don't know that. But if you go back into the etymology of the word, you find that out, right?
Damn, B. I've been set up.
So, yeah, but there was a lot of dividing going on back in the day. A whole lot of dividing going on, right? So look here, legislative makes laws. Congress, Senate, House of Representatives. That's what legislative does. Now, what does the president do? Executive carries out laws. Legislative makes laws. President carries out laws. Vice president and his cabinet, right? Judicial elevates laws. Supreme Court, other federal courts. So that's basically what the courts do, right? That's the judicial part, right? And they evaluate the laws, right? So now that we have an inner understanding of that when it comes to the law and, positions and the powers that they hold. What part is our is he in now? I mean, I don't know. Let's just keep going. Yeah, let's just keep going, okay? Let's just keep going, okay? So let's jump back over here real quick, right? Let's jump back over here online. Let's jump back over here real quick before we go to these video clips, right, where the action is going to begin. So yeah, everybody mad at him right now, but I mean, is it just him? Is it just him? Because according to the definitions of these forms of government and what the different branches of government can do, he ain't supposed to be able to do all these things. But we have seen cases where he did. And the judge just recently gave him some more power because they seem to be, giving this man power that doesn't not fall under the criteria or the definition of executive position. But we got over here, look right here. Remember this one? This just came down the other day. Federal judge allows Trump's mass firing of federal workers. The judge gave him permission to do this, fire federal workers, right? But then that wouldn't be nothing new. I don't even know why people was tripping over that because if we go back through history, which is what we do over here, scratch a lie, find the thief, we take the old history and we compare it with the new news to see if maybe, just maybe, that old history had something to do with what's going on right now today in this new news, right? So, If we look back through history, we can see that former President Woodrow Wilson, he fired everybody, mostly the black people. We talking about the service workers, right? Everybody that worked in the White House, he fired all of them, right? He fired every last one of them if they was black, right? Or so-called black, right? Because we don't want to offend nobody, right? But anyway, yeah, so is this really something new, him firing federal workers? We had presidents do that before, okay? So that's really not anything new.
I'm going deep, 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 deep undercover.
What happened when we were children? What do you mean when you say they've been telling us since we were children? Well, let's take a look over here. Yes, they have. Want to see? Let's go. Okay, can y'all all see the screen? Let's read this right here. They told us as children. Now, this is an excerpt that I took from a book. We are raised by tradition to trust our governments and are convinced that they care about us. And are convinced they care about us. This, however, is a big mistake.
Are you serious right now,
That's
bro?
what it says right here. I'm just reading right here. That's what it says. It's a big mistake. It's a big mistake. Below the surface of official politics lies a complicated social, intellectual process that is taking place. Now, I took this right here. You can see the book is right here. This is coming straight on Amazon. Comes straight out of Amazon because this came out of my Kindle edition, right? So this is one of my favorite go-to books, Worldwide Evil and Misery, the legacy of the 13 satanic bloodlines.
Hey, this shit way too crazy. Hey, you do not amaze me. Hey.
That does kind of sound a lot like, you know, what's going on, but how was they telling us since we were children, sis? What you mean by that? Okay, let's go. No more talking. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this video, all right? Because this is what y'all really want to see. This is the main attraction. So let's go without further delay. Quiet on set. We about to scratch a lie and find us a thief. Let's go.
Try a little taste of Dr. Ism's formula to see what you'd get in exchange for your freedom. Go ahead.
Listen up. That's how they got us, y'all. Started as children.
You can't do this to me! I'll strike! The state forbids strikes. Wait till the union hears about this! Ah, yes, the union. Welcome to our ranks, number 1313.
I better look into that 13.
I'll take this case to the Supreme Court. The state is the Supreme Court. Our decision is as follows.
Oh.
No more private property. No more you.
Oh, what? Wait a minute.
And the farm voted put a stop to this. Farmers don't vote anymore.
What do they do for
Let's play that back
next
one more
year?
time. I want to hear that one more
Our
time. What
decision
happened?
is as follows. State is the Supreme Court. Our decision is as follows.
Now, didn't your boy just... What was it that he did?
The state is the Supreme...
What is it that he's supposedly doing that's going to give states the rights, right? So what did it say? It said that the state will make your decisions for you from now on, right? Are we not seeing things like that happen right now, today?
Are you serious right now, bro?
Yes, I am, and you should be too, because this is what's happening.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Court. Our decision is as follows. No more private property. No more you.
How about that?
And the farm voted put a stop to this.
Farmers don't vote anymore.
What do they do for seed next year?
You won't have to worry about next year. The state will do your planning from now on.
Oh, wait a minute. Did y'all catch that one? You don't have to worry about seed because the state gonna do your farming for you. Now, who was it that, let's see. Check it out with the farmers.
Because of the war in Ukraine, large parts of Ukraine as a country is being carved up and sold off. So 30% of its farmland. Ukraine is known as the breadbasket of Europe, right? It's one of the biggest agricultural, it was one of the biggest agricultural and farming producers globally, let alone just in Europe, but globally. Now 30% of its farmland has been sold off, and that has been sold off to 3 companies, 2 of which are Cargill and Monsanto. I forget the name of the third one. But a little bit of research shows.
Now we know who was working with Santo, don't y'all remember? I don't need to pull up the file, do I?
Of all of the farmland in Ukraine is BlackRock. I put a video on about BlackRock yesterday. So BlackRock are the company that have been pictured.
And don't you all be fooled to sit there talking about, well, that's Ukraine, that ain't here. Okay.
Press conferences, in meetings at Downing Street with Keir Starmer, and who Keir Starmer has put out a press release saying that he's going to get BlackRock actively involved in investment in the UK and trying to help the UK to grow. So BlackRock effectively now own 30% of the farmland in Ukraine.
Why are they doing that? But let's go back to the video. Remember, they told us as children their plans that are now taking place.
To regain our freedom, or every freedom, we must fight to no more you.
The farm vote will put a stop to this.
Farmers don't vote anymore.
What'll I do for seed next year?
You won't have to worry about next year. The state will do your planning from now on. We must fight to regain our freedom, or everything is lost. Everything
Everything is fine.
Shut him up.
Everything is fine.
Huh?
Everything is fine.
That look familiar?
Everything is fine.
See how they shut him up? Now see, to a child, remember, we were all children. We were all children looking at something like this on the TV with these colorful characters and they funny faces and the little music in the background, them doing little silly stuff like stamping things on people's foreheads, slamming record players over people's heads. That's funny to a child. So while you're watching this, you're not really paying attention to what they talking about or anything. You don't even know what they talking about. All you know is it's funny. That's funny. You slam that thing on his head. And that's it. So what better place to hide the plan than in the cartoon?
Message.
Watching her soaps. She don't know. That's why you mamas, let me tell you all something, mommy. You watching, you listening, watch whatever your baby watch. Watch what, I don't care that your soaps are on, turn them damn soaps off or turn that TV off, what your baby's watching, until you can sit with your baby and watch it too. Bottom line, let's go.
Everything is fine.
When anybody preaches disunity, tries to pit one of us against the other through class warfare, race hatred, or religious intolerance, you know that person seeks to rob us of our freedom and destroy our very lives. And we...
Look at this. Now I want y'all to peep something right here. Look at this. Now after hearing everything he just said, right? He said whenever somebody tries to put us against each other using what? Racism, discrimination, all those type of things, you know they seek to rob us of our freedom, right? Look around. Look around. Huh? What? Anybody? 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 Look around. What's that? What's that? And then look at this. Check this out. Let's go back just a smidget here, so y'all can see something here. Okay, let me play.
And destroy our very lives. And
look at now.
We know what to do about it. And
now look at this crowd. See, it keeps on jumping right there. I want y'all to see this. See this? This is a crowd of all kind of people, y'all. You got the pastor in here, you got the mayor in here, you got the farmer in here, you got everybody in here, all people coming together to do what? Chase him out of town with his BS. So, y'all get the message?
And now, gentlemen, no violence, please. And don't throw those bottles. Don't throw those bottles. No.
They came together. All these different people came together because they all realized they had one common problem. What they call it? One common interest or one common enemy, right? And they all came together to chase that enemy out of town, right? So, yeah, this one right here, it's everything. It's everything. It's everything. But look, check this one out. Let's look at another one real quick, okay? Let's look at another one. Let's check this one out now. This one is about socialism and how they put together their little societies and things like that. But let's check it out right here. And this is a Disney cartoon. Look, old Walt. Again, copyright disclaimer, okay? We just trying to show and prove how they hid their plan in children's cartoon. And does the president have too much power, you think? But let's check this one out right here. So let's read this right here. This is from 1950, 1950s Disney cartoon. If only we would have paid more attention as children, or even if our parents paid attention, we know all about population control. So here we go right here. Check this out, because we've all heard about this population control, right? But way back in the 50s, they was already hiding their plan in children's cartoon.
The number of people in the community remained about the same for many generations. There was almost a balance between the large number of babies born each year and the large number of people who died. The large number of deaths were brought about primarily by disease, often raging epidemics, and by famine. Most tragic of all, many of those taken were small children.
Sound familiar?
Then, in the space of a single generation, man began to change these conditions. There was great progress in medical...
Now, you know, oh boy, what's his name now? Come on. They had him write a paper. About this thing right here. There's a doctor by the name of John Coleman, right? And they had him write this policy planning report about the changing of man, right? And that's how we refer to it too, the changing image of man. So all of these things right here, oh yeah, they were on it way back then, as they saw how man's ideology started to change. They started to plan their plan, right, for socialism, right, and population and all of that, right? And yeah, look that up, John Coleman, okay, John Coleman. Just punch that in, I don't know, changing of man or something like that, it'll probably pop up.
Science. There were vastly improved methods of health and sanitation. Now let's go back to the balance and see what happens. There are still about the same number of babies being born each year. But today, deaths are cut in half or better, especially among children. The old balance is upset. Those who live now instead of dying are added each year to the number of people in the community. Of course, as more and more people are added, their needs increase. New industries are being developed to provide more goods. But whatever is done, it is not enough.
How about that, right? So you see, that gives us a little glimpse of how these things are put together, right? And now we see that, yeah, that's how they did it. How did it in the cartoons? Who's gonna think about cartoons? Nobody gonna think about cartoons. You just a little child. You don't know no better. You don't know anything, really, right? Hidden in plain sight. Well, listen, y'all, that's my time. I just wanted to stop by and show y'all that, because that's something that we needed to see. We needed to know, and we needed to see, so that we can once and for all, everybody, once and for all, get it through your heads that this is a plan, okay? This ain't all him, okay? And what you think he's doing ain't really what it looks like, what he's doing, okay? I'm just gonna say that. We just gonna leave it like that. We gonna leave that on the table, right? And that's my time. That's our time. Thank y'all for rocking out. And hey, go out there and scratch you some lies and find you some thieves. And we out of here. Thank y'all for stopping on by. Enjoy your weekend, your holiday.